Hi everyone. There was a question today from one of my students about the assignment for lesson 2.5, and I wanted to explain to everyone how to approach this independent challenge number 1, because I figured if one student had a question about it, there might be others who would benefit from an explanation as well. So here we go. Your independent challenge number 1 is located on page Internet 21. So to find Internet 21, you open up your textbook, and at close to the beginning of the book, you're going to look down at the bottom of the page, either on the left corner or the right corner, and you're going to see kind of a greenish looking tab, and it should say Internet and then the page number. So you turn to page 21 in the Internet section. These independent challenges set you up in little scenarios to make it a little more fun and to focus your work a little more. So your scenario for this is you're pretending like you're a journalist and you're interested in understanding how different journalists approach the same story. So what you're doing in this activity is you're going to be opening up um, two different news sites that are talking about the same story. And even though you don't go deep into the comparison of those stories as you might in an English class, you will be, through this exercise, demonstrating your understanding of what you learned in the chapter that is related to this independent challenge. So earlier in the week, you had to read pages 1 through 17 in that Internet section where you learned how to do what you need to do for this independent challenge. So there's the scenario. So here are the 4 steps that you need to carry out. And what I've done is I've placed a page number next to the instructions. The page number points you to the page where you can get instructions on how to do what you're being asked to do. So on page 4, you're going to learn how to open Internet Explorer. Most of you know how to do that, but if you need to know, it's on page 4. Page 6 is where you find out how to read and compare the news coverage of current international news stories using 2 of the following sites. So in other words, what page 6 shows you how to do is how to type in a web address, how to go to a website. But what you're going to do is take a look at the listed websites here, and you're going to pick just 2 of them. So you might choose CNN and you might choose ABC News. The next step asks you to open each news story in its own tab in the browser window. To learn how to do tabbed browsing, you turn to page 8 and it will tell you there. So then basically what you're doing is once you go to CNN, you're looking for a news story, and you're opening that in one tab. Then you're opening in another tab, say ABC News, and finding the same story in ABC News. So you have 2 tabs open. Finally, once you get those 2 tabs open, you're going to use the Page Setup dialog box to add your name as a footer to the printed page. Then you're going to print one page of the same story from both sites that you chose using the shrink to fit option. And to be able to carry out these instructions, which are probably the most complex, you need to turn to page 17. In the orange box on page 17, it tells you how to do those things. So the final step after you print it out is to come back to folder 2.5 and submit it. So you're going to need to scan the printed page on your scanner and submit it to the Dropbox. I hope this explanation has helped. If you have any further questions, feel free to give me a call at extension 124 or email me.